Good morning, everyone. This is Priyanshu Kaushik, and you're listening to Noob's Law School. In this video, I am going to talk about State Energy and Climate Index, which has been released for the very first time by the executive body of Government of India, that is the NITI Ayog. Before starting the video, I would like to introduce you to LawSet Adda, which is a one-stop solution for Telangana and Andhra Pradesh-based LawSet examinations. So if you are interested in preparing for any of these state-based exams, then you should definitely refer to the LawSet Adda. The link of this channel is also provided inside the description box of this video. Now let me get this video started. In this video, I'm going to talk about the news itself, then I'm going to talk about the parameters and objectives associated with this index. Then I'm going to talk about the results of this index. Then I'm going to talk about the climate change commitments which has been, promised by India at various conventions, and especially the COP26 convention which was held in Glasgow. Then I'm going to talk about the history of NITI Ayog for your static GK part. Then I'm going to talk about the conclusion, and I have also prepared certain questions in order to test your GK preparations. So now let me get this video started. So talking about the news itself, the NITI Ayog launched the SECI, that is the State Energy and Climate Index. It is the very first index that specifically aims to track the efforts made by states and union territories in the climate and energy sector. So you can know that this is the very first initiative. The objective and parameters of this index have been devised keeping in mind India's goal for climate change and clean energy transitions. States like Gujarat, Kerala have topped this index, and states like Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand have been ranked at the bottom. Now let's talk about the objectives of this index. So this index is specifically built for ranking the states based on their efforts toward improving energy access, energy consumption, energy efficiency, and safeguarding the environment. It is going to help in driving the agenda of affordable, accessible, efficient, and clean energy transition. Yes, clean energy transition at state level. So you must be aware about clean energy transition efforts which has been leveled by the central government. It is also going to encourage healthy competition among the states in order to get them to work in different dimensions of energy and climate. Before moving forward, I would like to introduce you to Unacademy All India Scholarship Test for CLAT. So if you are a student who is preparing for CLAT 2022, and not just this, if you are a student who is preparing for CLAT 2023 or 2024, even then you should definitely give this test, which because it is the very first thing is that it is completely free, and second thing is that if you give this test, you will get to know that where do you stand in the competition in the coming years. And one more thing which I would like to introduce you to is that if you give this test, you stand a chance to win scholarship worth up to 10 lakh rupees, and there are going to be other rewards also. It is going to be held on 17th April at 3 p.m. and the only thing which you have to do in order to unlock this test for completely free of cost is to use my code, that is THRINATS10, in order to enroll in this test for free. Now let's move on to the tour of your dream NLUs. And so we did select 3 NLUs. The first one was done by Kirti Bhatnagar ji, and she did virtual tour of GNLU and NLIU, and it was done on 11th April at 7 p.m. And then the other virtual tour of NLSIU Bangalore, which was done by Divya Kumar Garg on 12th April at 8:30 p.m. So if you want to watch both of these videos, then you should definitely go to Unacademy and use my code 3NAT10 in order to unlock these videos for free. Now let's talk about the legal reasoning revision series batch, and it in the present day, that is 15th April, it will be held by Raghvendra Pratap Singh ji at 8:15 p.m. and if you want to watch the previous videos, then you can go to Unacademy and use my code 3NAT10 in order to unlock them for free. Thank you. Now let's talk about the parameters for this index. The State Energy and Climate Index, that is the SECI, ranks states and union territories based on 6 parameters. The very first one is DISCOMs, which is basically the performance in the power distribution companies, which is basically the performance of the power distributing companies of that state. Then it talks about access and affordability and reliability of energy in that state, the clean energy initiatives and energy efficiency of that state. Then it also talks about environmental sustainability and initiatives regarding the same, relating to the same topics which has been taken by the state or the union territory. Now let's move on to the results. So the states have been divided into 2 categories. The first one was of bigger states and the other was of smaller states. So in the category of bigger states, states like Gujarat, Kerala and Punjab have been adjudged as the top 3 performer states in the NITI Ayog's SECI. The states like Tripura, Manipur and Goa have been the top 3 performance among the smaller states. And we also have unsatisfactory performance from certain states who have been ranked at the bottom. These states include Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Jharkhand. You must be aware about the capital and the CM who and the chief minister of these states. I'm going to tell you about the capitals of these states, and you have to search about the chief ministers by yourself. So the capital city of Gujarat is Gandhinagar. The capital city of Kerala is Trivandrum. The capital city of Punjab is basically Chandigarh. The capital city of Goa is Panji. The capital of Tripura is Agartala. The capital of Manipur is Imphal. And the capital of Chhattisgarh is Raipur. The capital of Madhya Pradesh is Bhopal. And capital of Jharkhand is Ranchi. Now let's move on to the climate change commitments which has been done by India at the COP26 summit, which was held in Glasgow, which is a city in the country named Scotland. So the Prime Minister of India, that is Narendra Modi, at the COP26 Glasgow summit presented 5 nectar elements which he called Panch Amrit. Yes, so these 5 nectar elements he did call it Panchamrit to deal with climate change. So the 5 ideas which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has promoted is that he said that India will reach its non-fossil installed electricity capacity to 500 gigawatt by 2030. India will also meet 50% of its electricity supply or requirements from renewable sources of energy by 2030. India will also reduce the total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons from now onwards till 2030. By 2030, India will reduce the carbon intensity of its economy by less than 45%. By the year 2070, India will achieve the target of net zero carbon emissions. So this was all about the climate change commitments of India. Now let's talk about the history of NITI Ayog. NITI Ayog is basically the apex public policy think tank of the government of India. It is also the nodal agency which has been tasked with catalyzing economic development of this country. It was formed on 1st January in the year of 2015. It has of course replaced the Planning Commission of India, which was also an executive body. The vice chairperson is Rajiv Kumar and the CEO of NITI Ayog is Amitabh Kant. And I would like to inform you that NITI Ayog is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body. It is an executive body. So you have to remember this fact because this can come to your questions. This can come in your exam as a question. Now let's talk about the conclusion. So India is a very resource rich and diverse country. Many of its states are comparable to countries in the European Union in terms of area, population, diversity of resources. Like we are a country of diversity only. Thus, a one-size-fits-all approach will not be probably appropriate as each state and union territory differ in terms of culture, geography, population, and various other ways like usage of energy resources. It is imperative for each state and union territory to have its own policy to harness its potential and capability. Overall, it is a great step by the NITI Ayog and it should be praised. Now let's move on to the last segment of this video, that is the questions to test your current affairs preparations. You are supposed to give answers inside the comment box of this video. The very first question is, who is the chairman of NITI Ayog? You have to read this question very carefully. Who is the chairman? I'm not asking for the vice chairman, I'm asking for the proper chairman of the NITI Ayog. Option A, Amitabh Kant. Option B, Narendra Modi, who is the prime minister. Option C, Amit Shah, who is the home minister. Option D, Ravi Kant Patil, who probably is no one. Now let's moving on to the next question. It is related to your COP26 summit. What is the capital of Scotland? Option A, Glasgow. Option B, London. Option C, Edinburgh. Option D, Helsinki. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following states have not been ranked at the bottom of SECI? So option A being Chhattisgarh, option B Madhya Pradesh, option C Punjab, option D Jharkhand. Now this video has finished and you're supposed to give answers inside the comment box of this video. Thank you for watching this video, and please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and also do not forget to take a look at the LawSet Adda, which is a one-stop solution for Andhra Pradesh and Telangana LawSet examinations. Thank you for watching this video, and please do hit the like button and share this video with your friends as much as you want to.